Oops, I was muted. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Jet. In today's video, we're going to do an update on the $1,000 crypto portfolio that we started 2 weeks ago. And if you've been keeping track, today is the day that we add some more funds. So we'll sort of buy the dip, take advantage of the opportunities ahead of us. So let's get right into it. But before we get into that, if you haven't done so already, make sure you follow me on YouTube and Instagram, The Brown Gent. Follow me on Twitter at The Brown Gent YT. Like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's do it. So today is the update on the crypto portfolio, and no better place to start than the Fear and Greed Index. So as a reminder, you should always be looking at this, especially for crypto, to get a rough idea on the sentiment. So our fear is at 41, not too bad. We were at 37 yesterday and a little lower before that. In fact, this is slightly rebounding given that we had come from the neutral to the greed side when everyone was super euphoric on Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was sitting at 30,000, 31,000 US. But then when SpaceX announced that they had dumped all of their crypto holdings last Thursday, we saw the market sort of reverse. Everything dropped like $5,000 in Bitcoin, about 10 to 20% erosion from all the altcoins, including Ethereum, and people were fearful. And while it may not be the bottom, it is still a good opportunity to get out there and do some Black Friday shopping. So while the Fear and Greed Index is toward the fear side, not a bad time to accumulate, especially in those tokens that you're confident in. And as a reminder, remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, so do your own research. That's the most important thing. Now, if we take a look at how crypto is doing in general, over the last 7 days, Bitcoin is down 5%, Ethereum is down 3.8%. The altcoins, some of them are down like 10%, XRP 9.4%, Solana 8.3%, Polygon 8.8%, Litecoin 12.9%, Avalanche is down 10%. Now, not surprisingly, and I gotta hit restore connection, if we take a look at the S&P 500, the S&P 500 has had a bit of a mini correction. Just taking a look over here, since the highs of 2023, all the way up at about 459 for the SPY, we have come down about 5%. Nothing significant. These kind of corrections are expected. Let's not forget that we have accumulated a lot this year, going back all the way down to Jan of 2023, sitting at 375. So we're up about 25 to 30% on the year. A 5% retracement is not a big deal, but it's definitely something that we want to consider for the long term. Going back to my portfolio, as you remember last time, or probably like August 19th, when I did the last update on this portfolio, I had said in the video that I was going to swap the Avalanche holding or AVAX tokens into Bitcoin, and my rationale was we would see the Avalanche tokens unlock. The unlock is actually happening in about 2 days, so I chose to sort of rotate that Avalanche token into Bitcoin, and at the time we were down around $120, right? So we were down 12% on the portfolio. Remember, this is not a bad thing because the goal here is to build a portfolio for the long term, not the short term. Because the goal is long term, I'm okay with these returns. I'm okay being down. Do I want to be positive? Of course I do. Everyone does. But the reality is this gives me an opportunity to pick up some really good blue chip cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum at a discount. So as a reminder, I use Trader Joe's to sort of trade my currencies on Avalanche. It's the low fee exchange. I'm not sponsored by them. I found them to be very useful. So every time I top up my account, which I did today, I sent $200 to my account. I will use Trader Joe's to buy whatever crypto. And what I did was I actually went in and I bought another $200 worth of Bitcoin. So now I'm sitting with $723 worth of Bitcoin, $357 worth of Ethereum, all on Avalanche, giving me a grand total of $1,000.81. That is $120 still less than my total book value or the amount I invested. But I'm only down 9.9% because the number invested has gotten bigger. And we're going to sort of work together, and I'm going to be very transparent with you guys so you see how this portfolio grows over the next year. I'm going to keep doing these updates, and you're going to see, look, I'm documenting, hey, I put $200 extra in today, and I bought Bitcoin on Avalanche with that. And I'm going to keep tracking all this and making videos sort of showing how the portfolio has evolved. At some point, maybe we get to a bull run and maybe I start sort of shifting out into altcoins and stuff. All of this is be on the channel. So if you want to play along, whether or not you want to invest or not, because remember, not a financial advisor, got to do your own research. Hey, you can do it with me. You can sort of walk along. Now, one of the things that you should be aware of, and as we talk about Bitcoin, is the crypto market has bounced off the recent sell-off as Bitcoin rose to 26,500. It's sort of given back a bit today. There's a lot of sort of mixed sentiment on Bitcoin, and the reason for that is there was some expectation that the ETF for Bitcoin would come out sooner rather than later. So as a quick reminder, Bitcoin has actually done incredible work in this year since January. Back in January, we were sitting at 16,400 US dollars, and we saw a huge run up all the way to 24,000. It sort of tested 24,000, came back down to 19 or 20,000, and then rocketed up all the way to 30,000, rebounding at 25K, going to 30,000. And over the last week, we've only seen Bitcoin go down 1.52% since my last video. So since I rotated money into Bitcoin, only 1.25 or 1.52% drawdown, which is not bad if you look at all the other cryptos. The other thing here is, let's not forget that there are liquidity zones that need to be full. So I can actually delete this now because we've already sort of gone through this. I can delete this arrow. We are sort of in this zone in between two liquidity zones, and we can see Bitcoin go as low as 24,000. I've been saying this for the last month and a half. So we'll see what happens to Bitcoin. It doesn't have to go down all this way. But if I was a betting man, and I kind of am, I suspect that as the ETF is going to get ready, BlackRock needs a ton of Bitcoin to support it. And I'm sure they will want to drive the price of Bitcoin down so they can grab even more. Remember, news sells, panic sells, and when people are not as euphoric and people get worried, you start having this extra opportunity to pick up Bitcoin at cheaper prices. Today, I bought Bitcoin at 26,000. Not a bad deal. When it goes to 24,000, hopefully I'll have some more money 2 weeks from now to keep buying. That's the idea, right? I'm going to keep sort of buying. We're going to start trading back and forth. Maybe I'll start storing a bit into USDC on exchange. That way I can just sit there and wait for the buying opportunity. Today was a good buying opportunity, so I just spent the 200. Maybe if it wasn't, let's say Bitcoin was doing really well, maybe I would have just left the 200 here waiting for a catalyst to sort of bring the market down. We're yet to see what happens here. Ethereum, on the other hand, has dropped 3.07% in the last 5 days. Ethereum has kind of took it on the chin overall, going from 2,000 all the way down to like 1,650, sort of trading range bound ever since that drop on Thursday. We're going to see what happens, but not much change here. Finally, the Avalanche token, it's actually unlocking in about a day, right? So we're going to have 100 million Avalanche tokens dropping. This is a big deal. It's 3% of the circulating supply. And this is exactly why I dumped the Avalanche in my portfolio for Bitcoin. By doing that, Bitcoin's only down 1.5%. Avalanche, since I've done that, is down 8%. It's actually at the all-time low of 2023. If you go back here, if you sort of go back here to January, you can actually see, if you zoom out, that it hasn't gone that low since January. It touched it once over here in June and sort of rebounded. But ever since, we're sitting here trading on this bottom part. Not a good sign, especially as the unlocks in a day, and we expect more selling pressure. Now, one of the things I will say is normally I would consider buying at a spot like this if it wasn't for that unlocking. Remember, we're at the bottom of our Bollinger Band. We're so far from the middle, which is around $11, which we could see a quick rebound to. At the same time, the RSI is 22. It is massively oversold. All these things do matter, but the biggest thing that matters, I'd say, is this token unlock. So we have to be cognizant and we have to bide our opportunity and really wait. And yeah, Tony, that's exactly right. There's 100 million token unlock happening tomorrow. So there's no reason to buy. There's no reason to purchase Avalanche until we see the shakeout there. It doesn't matter what the chart tells you of it being oversold, of the Bollinger Bands. We have to look at what's coming. Remember, it's 3% of the circulating supply. Hey, BG, are you the Bitcoin whale? I wish. In this portfolio, at least, my portfolio is just 0.0278 Bitcoin. We have $1,081 so far. Funded 1,200. We're down like 9%. Not a big problem. We're going to keep adding $200 every 2 weeks and see how it goes. Maybe we'll add even more in the future. I'll sort of, maybe I'll take that sort of cue from the comments. I want to sort of simulate the kind of portfolio that any average person can build. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What do you sort of think? Like, do you think I should be adding more every 2 weeks? Do you want me to sort of investigate other tokens? Because right now I'm only going to talk about the tokens that I'm investing in. It's really Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have Avalanche here because it is sort of on the radar and sort of giving an update. And I want to make sure that I keep providing value. So you let me know in the comments below of how I can do that. That being said, I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't done it already, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, help us get to 5,000 subscribers. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.